I don't recall. Are you kidding me? Yes or no? I mean, it's ridiculous, folks. This is absolutely ridiculous. Is it just me, or does this woman look like a skeleton? Not a good person. A lot of evil on her face. A lot of darkness surrounding her.
Are you aware of that?
I am. Oh, wait, no.
Oh! Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to your favorite show on the internet, Raw Law Unfiltered, with your favorite host, the DUI Guy. Plus, today, we are going to continue with our saga of the Karen Read trial. Now, last we left you, remember, we had a very interesting cross-examination of Matthew McCabe. Oh, what a juicy cross-examination it was. We got all the best stuff. Can you believe on the witness stand, Matthew McCabe even said under his breath, "Oh my God." Well, folks, today we are going to continue in that thread, and we are going to do the cross-examination of Jennifer McCabe. Jennifer the Puppet Master McCabe. I'm telling you, folks, if there was a woman who was pulling all of the strings, and I mean all of them, in this case, that's her. JM sits at the top of the pyramid, pulling all of the strings, making sure that every duck is in the row, making sure that every person is doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing and saying exactly what they're supposed to be saying. She is present at many different interviews, such as the one between Carrie Roberts and the police, such as her daughter, Allie McCabe, and the police. Allie all but admitted it on the stand, if you remember. Allie McCabe's testimony when, I can't remember if it was Alan Jackson or David Yannetti, asked her, was Jennifer McCabe in the room when you conducted the interview with the police, like a year and a half after the murder? I don't recall. Are you kidding me? How do you not remember your own mother being in the room? Yes or no? I mean, it's ridiculous, folks. This is absolutely ridiculous. And by the way, before I forget, after this, we are actually going to be doing the cross-examination of Brian Higgins. That was happening all day yesterday and Friday. And of course, as you know, I was on vacation. So now I am back. I am fresh and I am ready to party. Let's go.
Raise your hand. You solemnly swear the evidence given in court and jury in the case now and the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Good morning. All right, Mr. Jackson, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. McCabe, family is important to you, is it not?
Yes.
As a matter of fact, it's probably fair to say that family is one of the most important things in your life.
Yes.
You indicated...
By the way, right out of the gate, family is important to you, is it not? He is trying to get, this is Alan Jackson, by the way, doing the cross-examination of Jennifer McCabe. Alan is trying to get the jury to understand that Jennifer will do everything she can for family. She will protect her family. She will kill for family. She will protect family that has killed. She's willing to do anything and everything that is necessary in order to protect family.
On Friday that you know John O'Keefe, or you knew John O'Keefe, and you considered him a friend.
Yes.
You also indicated that you know Miss Reed, and at some point you considered her a friend.
Yes.
But clearly, John O'Keefe was not family, was he?
No.
He was not a McCabe, correct?
No.
He was not an Albert.
No.
Karen Reed is not family, correct?
Correct.
Not a McCabe.
No.
She's not an Albert.
No.
See what Alan is doing? Very, very important. Right out of the gate, he is establishing the fact that neither John O'Keefe nor Karen Reed, one of them is dead and the other is accused of killing the other, are family. Everyone else who's been testifying so far is either an Albert or a McCabe. We like to call them the McAlberts for short. If you're a McAlbert, you are protected by the gang, by the McAlbert gang. The McAlbert gang protects their own. They do not protect outsiders. And so just starting out with the footing that Jennifer McCabe admits, Karen Reed is not a McCabe. She's not an Albert. John O'Keefe is not a McCabe, and he's not an Albert. With that out of the way, let's continue.
Ms. McCabe, when you were at Waterfall on the evening of the 28th, going into the early morning hours of the 29th, you spent some time with John O'Keefe and Karen Reed.
Correct.
You didn't see any tension between the two of them at the time?
No.
Matter of fact, they seemed like a normal couple to you?
I didn't see them interact much.
They were both engaging with you, correct?
I had separate conversations with them.
So John O'Keefe, we've seen from several videos, I'm not going to play the video, John O'Keefe was situated for the most part over in that corner as the camera is looking, the right corner of the bar, along with you, the Colakeithses, I think Matt McCabe was over there as well, correct?
I can't be sure, but I know I spoke to Karen in that corner.
And certainly you saw nothing to suggest that there was any tension or discord between and among those individuals, certainly between Ms. Reed and Mr. O'Keefe, correct?
Correct.
When you left Fairview, were you among the first to leave or among the last to leave?
I left there was 4 of us that left total. It was myself, my husband, Matt, Julie Nagel, and Sarah Levinson.
You'll notice if you've watched Jennifer McCabe on direct examination. On direct examination, she was a lot more confident. She was a lot more relaxed. She was a lot more forthcoming with her answers. She was a lot more direct. She was a straight shooter for the most part during direct examination. Notice on cross, she's starting to become a little hesitant, I think is a good word to describe it. She's becoming a little bit more distant from the speaker, who is Alan Jackson, because he's asking her questions. She's becoming a little bit more aloof, and her answers are a lot more disjointed. You will see Alan doing something very, very interesting. He is going to be jumping around the timeline. He's not going to go chronologically, because it is a lot easier for someone who's trying to lie and fabricate information if you begin at the beginning, because they have their story, they've practiced it. The one thing that they haven't done is practice their story out of order. So when you have to think of an answer that is the truth, you'll immediately be able to spit it out. But when you have a fabricated, weaved in story, you have to kind of pause and go, where are we in the narrative? Right, okay, and provide the answer. And you'll see Jennifer doing this a lot. She's already done it many times already, and we're barely a few minutes into the cross-examination. And this is the beginning, by the way, of the cross-examination. I don't believe I've said that yet, but we started at the beginning of the cross-examination. I skipped Adam Lally's direct examination because there was absolutely no point in going through it. It is boring, it is dull, it will make you fall asleep, and the only commentary I will have for that one would be, you did this wrong, you could have done this better, why did you ask that question, you're wasting time. What's the point? Let's get to the fun stuff.
When you walked out, Karina Kolakithis was close by, close in town, correct?
Oh, wait, are you talking about leaving the waterfall?
The waterfall.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was confused. I was talking about Fairview. Leaving the waterfall?
Correct.
Yes, we were one of the last to leave.
All right.
See? Screwing up the timeline. She doesn't know where he is. This is very good lawyer work.
And Miss Karina Kolakithis was sort of in tow right with you as you were walking out, correct?
Yes.
And Karen Reed, my client, was also heading that direction as well, correct?
Yes.
You said something to Miss Reed, did you not? As you walked out.
We were in a conversation, yes.
Did you say specifically, you're coming with me to Karen?
No,
You didn't say that.
not exactly those words.
What exactly were the words that you used
I said, why don't you come with me?
And you even waited outside in what was ultimately freezing cold temperatures.
Is it just me, or does this woman look like a skeleton? Like, she resembles a skeleton. I don't know. It's the only image I can think of when I look at her. Prove me wrong, chat. What do you think in the comments? Just a thought. I usually don't bash a person's appearance. Like, that's low. That's like the lowest blow. But the only thing I think of when I look at her is I see skeleton. Like, not a good person. A lot of evil on her face. A lot of darkness surrounding her. Am I the only one? Tell me.
Forman Street, correct?
Yes.
If you could take a look, Your Honor, with court's permission, Exhibit 53, I'd like to play about maybe a 15-second clip from that.
Okay.
Actually, it's a little bit longer than that. It may be a minute. Can we pause this, Mr. Biggs?
So now he's going to play the video of them leaving the waterfall.
For the record, Your Honor, this is about runtime 12:10 and 17 seconds or so. If you could move that up, Mr. Biggs, to 12:10 and about 45 seconds. That's close enough. Ms. McCabe, do you recognize what's depicted in this portion of the video?
I see a car. It's kind of hard to see. I don't know what the thing on the white thing is.
Okay, let's go ahead and play it. Let's see if you recognize it.
Of course you know what it is. You've seen this video 100 times, Jennifer. Please don't lie.
Pause, please. Okay, that's a terrible place to pause. A little further. It's also not super clear. Can you see a person in that video?
From where I'm sitting now.
It's a little tough.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and play it forward. Well, actually, we can advance that just a little bit. Did you see a person in the background right there?
Honestly, I can't make out what that is.
Let's play it forward and see if this helps. Okay. Now do you see a person?
Yes.
The lighting is terrible. I apologize. Not my video. Do you know who that person is?
I don't know.
That's you, isn't it?
I can't tell from that picture if that's me.
Okay, let's maybe play it a little bit further forward. Awesome. Now, with the flag out of the way, do you recognize anybody in the foreground down at the bottom right?
That looks to be John.
Mr. O'Keefe?
Yes.
Do you see someone to his right?
I do, yes.
And who is that person?
I cannot make it out in the photo.
She slipped up. Did you catch that? Oh, I cannot make her who it is in the photo. She knows who it is. She knows it's her. But she's playing this stupid game of, I don't know nothing, I know see nothing, I know hear nothing, like the Italian mafia. You see, they are gangsters, these people, and they know exactly what happened, and they're all protecting one another. It is really, really difficult to imagine a conspiracy involving so many people. And a lot of you have made commentary like, come on, there are too many people involved. Like, how would you be able to keep a seal on this? Somebody would eventually, at some point, leak information or screw something up. But you're forgetting one very, very important thing. Familia. Sangre, right? Sangre is Spanish for blood. This is sangre. This is blood. And you go to the ends of the earth for sangre to protect your familia. And so you will see how Jennifer begins to unravel as this cross-examination continues. It's like, you ever buy those teas that have the flour and you drop it in hot water and it's just a bulb. It's like this. It's just like a bulb. There's nothing special about it and you're like, huh. And then you watch it just kind of slowly open up, kind of like unraveling, and before you know it, there's a beautiful flower. And in this case, it's a beautiful skeleton. You'll see this unravel. You'll see Jennifer McCabe unravel. Keep watching.
And pause. You see the person with the sort of white shoes just above the car.
Yes.
Does that appear to be you?
I can't make that out that it's me, but I know I was there.
Oh, now all of a sudden I can't make that out. She already said I can't make that. And now she's trying to correct herself. I can't make that out. She knows exactly that it's her. And the jury now knows too. It's good that she's lying so much because the more she lies, the easier it is for the jury to see through her. Just like you and I. No different.
And I know I spoke with them.
Okay, so you do recall walking outside and sort of waiting and hovering in about that area, correct?
I was talking with them.
Okay. Does it appear that you're talking with them in
No.
this frame?
That looks like they've walked away.
Right. As a matter of fact, it looked like they walked away without talking to you outside, correct?
Well, do you have video of moments before that when I was standing talking to them?
Well, see, this is the point where I get to ask the questions and you get to answer.
That's my favorite part because Alan is doing something. He has a plan. He has an idea of where he's going. Jennifer McCabe is one of those people who does not know what the word no means. She does not know what the concept of lady, you are not in control here means. She is so used to being the yes woman and everybody agrees with what she's saying. She's so used to being the one who pulls the strings. She is so used to being the one who is in complete control of the situation at all times. This is a new territory for her. And you will see on multiple occasions during this video where she tries to regain that control and Alan is unrelenting. See, she wanted Alan to play a few seconds before for whatever reason. She wanted to try and regain that control, and Alan is not giving her the time of day. Alan is doing exactly what he should do. He's like, listen, lady, this is the part where I get to ask the questions, and you give me the answers. Now, where was I?
Okay. You see yourself standing in the parking lot after John and the person to his right had walked away.
Yes.
Okay. Let's play it for just a few more seconds. Apologize. Go ahead and pause. And what do you appear to be doing at that point?
Walking to my car.
Okay, so you turned around and left after Mr. O'Keefe and the person to his right walked away, correct?
Correct.
As you sit here, even though the video leaves a little to be desired, you know that John O'Keefe left with Karen, correct?
Yes.
So the person to his right, the more petite person with the long hair, that would be Karen.
I would assume.
Okay, so you waited out in the parking lot for a few minutes after you said or joked, "You're coming with me," or something like that, correct?
I wouldn't, no, I was speaking to them and then I walked to my car.
You didn't say to Mr. O'Keefe, "You're coming with me." You said to Karen Reed, "You're coming with me," or something to that effect, correct?
Mr. O'Keefe was not outside when I said to Karen, "You're coming with me." I told Karen, "You're coming with me," because John was still in the bar with Matt.
So you asked Karen to come with you in your car.
Yes.
And see, here Alan is doing something very crafty and very subtle. And if you are not paying attention, you will miss it. Obviously, this is a third-party culprit defense that Karen Reed's lawyer is doing. That the McAlberts are the ones responsible for John O'Keefe's death. He is getting Jennifer McCabe to admit that she talked to Karen and said, "You are coming with me." John O'Keefe was nowhere near that area when Jennifer McCabe said that to Karen Reed. John O'Keefe was inside with Matthew McCabe, Jen's husband. This is minutes or an hour before his death, possibly, give or take. Therefore, Jennifer McCabe appears complicit in the murder. Because if it wasn't Karen Reed who killed him with her car, which we know is to be false, if you've been watching the trial, you know that one of the doctors testified that there was not a single broken bone or a single fracture anywhere on John O'Keefe's body below the neck, which would be impossible when a vehicle hits you and allegedly runs you over. A 4,000, 8,000 pound vehicle, a 2 to 4 ton vehicle runs over a body, you're gonna have some damage. You're not gonna have all your bones intact. So the theory now, which has a lot more credence, is that Jennifer McCabe helped orchestrate the death and the murder of John O'Keefe by trying to separate Karen from John. But as the story goes, I believe I'm correct on this, Karen declined Jennifer McCabe's offer, as you will see in a moment. They, meaning Karen and John, drove to 34 Fairview together. Karen dropped John off. John walked inside. Karen left. They killed John, left his body outside, and then Karen had that panic moment at 6 a.m. the following day, trying to find where John went because he never came home.
To give her a ride,
Yes.
separate from John O'Keefe.
Yes, I figured he could go with Matt because they were still in the bar.
Was there a reason why you wanted to separate Miss Reed from Mr. O'Keefe at that moment?
No.
Why not just walk to your car with Matt and go where you're going to go?
Matt was still inside.
So you thought it was important enough to make the statement, "You're coming with me," or something to that effect, to my client, to separate her from John O'Keefe, even though your testimony is John O'Keefe was just inside the bar.
Objection.
Sustained as to that form. Ask it differently.
Sure. Did you believe it was important at that point to ask Miss Reed to come with you, which would separate her from John O'Keefe?
There was never any idea of separating them.
Except for the fact the idea was, "You're coming with me," not "you two are coming with me," correct?
Incorrect.
By definition, if she came with you, you'd be separating her from John, wouldn't you?
We were standing outside
My question
talking.
would be answered yes or no. By definition, your statement to her, "You come with me," would separate her from John, wouldn't it?
It would not, because we were all going back to Fairview Road.
But not at the same time, ma'am, correct? Your idea is to bring Karen with you, separate and apart from John.
We were waiting for John to come out, and I said, "Why don't you just come with me?" It was innocent.
I'm not asking
Oh, now that was beautiful, because again, you see what Alan is trying to do. He's trying to show the jury that there is nefarious intent behind it. The fact that Jennifer McCabe, is getting so defensive on the stand, looking at the jury going, it was innocent. If it was innocent, you wouldn't have to say those words, lady. And she knows it. She knows it's a problem. She knows that she's in the hot seat. She knows it. And she's trying to cover up as much as possible. And it's very difficult. It's very difficult because she is looking and seeming, based on the way that Alan is describing the facts and the events as they transpired, separation of the parties. He's using those words intentionally. He's not saying like, "Oh, you just went with her." No, you tried to separate them. No, I didn't. It was innocent, I swear. You see? Let's keep watching.
for your explanation. You'll get to that with Mr. Loudon. I'm asking for a yes or no question, or yes or no answer. By definition, your invitation would separate Karen from John, would it not?
Objection.
Right over.
Sustained. Move on.
Would it or would it not separate John and Karen for the ride over?
Objection.
Sustained.
The judge is just...
Now, when you arrived at Fairview,
Oh, did you see how that smirk? That smirk, the Jen feels like, I won a small battle. When Alan lost to Lally's objection of trying to ask Jennifer McCabe the question specifically about separating Karen from John, and he decided to move on. Again, sometimes on cross-examination, you have to remember, cross-examination is a beautiful, subtle, sometimes often invisible art to the witness. Because the witness thinks like, oh, I'm getting away with it. Oh, I'm answering so splendidly. Oh, I'm doing so well. I am doing so great. And meanwhile, you look at the jury and they're like looking at you like this. And you're like, wait a minute, why are they looking at me like that? That's because they sense deception. And when people sense deception, they react. So Jennifer McCabe feels she's won this tiny little battle. So she has this confident, she kind of waved her hair and she kind of has that tiny little smirk so that she's trying to hide. Little does she know.
Some folks were already there, correct?
Yes.
Who was already there?
Brian Higgins, Brian Albert, Nicole Albert, Caitlin Albert, Julie Nagel, Sarah Levinson, and Brian Albert Jr.
And then you arrived, as we saw, you walked through the parking lot, got in your car, you arrived, I presume, with your husband, Matt McCabe.
Yes, correct.
The recounting of everyone who was there sounded very rehearsed.
I want to ask a question about Mr. Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
You testified on Friday that you saw his vehicle when you got to the scene, correct?
Yes.
And you said that it was pulled up a little bit in front of the mailbox, correct?
Yes.
Can we have Exhibit 66 with the court's permission, please?
Okay.
This is a digital model of the location. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
Does it appear to be a relative scale model of 34 Fairview?
Yes.
This would be the front door, correct?
Yes.
And where's the mailbox? If you can point to it with the laser pointer. Okay, so you're pointing to an area just in front of a car that's in the driveway, correct?
Yes.
And then the driveway's to the right,
Yes.
and then along this line is the front lawn area and property line of 34 Fairview, correct?
Yes.
You indicated that that Jeep was just a little bit in front of the mailbox, meaning about there, correct?
Yes.
And the rear end of that Jeep would be butting up against the driveway,
Yes.
or at least the line of the driveway, correct?
Yes.
That's quite a bit of detail about where that Jeep was. Would you agree?
No, because I drove down the street and I took a left into the driveway and there was a Jeep there.
Okay. What I'm asking is, you didn't just say, your memory was not just somewhere in front of a house. It's literally right in front of the mailbox, the front end of it, adjoining the line of the driveway, correct?
Yes.
That detail obviously stuck out in your mind.
It did, because I was wondering whose Jeep it was.
Now, this is very important. The fact that Jennifer McCabe on direct examination stated, as you all just heard, immense detail about it was in front of the mailbox, the Jeep was located at this and that, the Jeep was here, is very important because Jennifer McCabe has a reason for saying that. And the reason is she's covering her butt. She's trying to show there was somebody else here and who was here and how I know they were here, or I was wondering whose Jeep that was. Sometimes when you lie, you add and pepper in extra detail that is important for your lie to stick. That's what Alan is trying to show with this line of questioning.
Did you discuss that detail with your husband at any point?
Not sure.
Matt testified to the same thing. He testified verbatim how specific location of where that Jeep was. It was very, very specific and very unnecessarily so. It's almost like a copy and paste of their testimony. Gee, I wonder who the puppet master in all of this is.
I have.
I'm not sure if I said, whose Jeep is that?
No, I don't mean then. I mean between then and now, have you and Mr. McCabe ever discussed where that Jeep was or your memories of where that Jeep was?
Notice how Jennifer got very uncomfortable about answering that. She was even looking to the judge. Hey, judge, are you going to rescue me on this one? Judge? And then when she realizes there's no objection, the judge is, shoot, I have to answer? Okay, what's my answer?
Possibly.
You're aware that he put the Jeep in the exact same place that you did.
Objection.
Are you aware of that?
I am. Oh, wait, no.
Oh! Are you aware of the fact that your husband placed the Jeep exactly in the same spot as you did? She accidentally spoke the truth. Oops! Of course I'm aware. I've been watching his testimony this whole time. Oh, wait, I'm not allowed to say that. Wait, that's not what I mean. Hold on, I'm sorry. Let me go back to my lies. I'm sorry, I apologize. Watch her try and unravel this.
Excuse me. Repeat the question?
You're aware that he puts the Jeep in the exact same spot you just put the Jeep, right in front of that mailbox, correct?
I know he knows where the Jeep was. I'm not aware what he said in here.
Does he know?
See, she had to clarify because she knows what he said in here. She accidentally slipped up. She said, of course Now you're starting to see. She has been watching this whole trial, and she has to make sure all of her lies are in their proper order. That's why she's having so much difficulty.
Where the Jeep was because you told him what to say about the Jeep?
Absolutely not. It's because we drove together in the car, and I asked. I possibly could have asked.
One at a time, please, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on your words. I thought you...
That's okay. You can continue.
See, there it is. There's the control. That's okay. You can continue. I am in control here. You are just asking me questions. I am the one in control. I am giving you permission, Mr. Alan Jackson, to continue my own cross-examination. Do you see the psychosis of this woman? The level of control that she's completely unable, unwilling, and incapable of relinquishing.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I don't think we got your answer, though.
See? Thank you. I appreciate that. Alan is playing into her hands. He knows he's got her on the ropes, and he wants to give her the illusion that she is in control here. But she's far from it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Madam Court Reporter was asking for your answer.
Can you repeat your answer?
To the question of did he know where the Jeep was?
Whether or not you told him where the Jeep was.
I did not need to tell Matt where the Jeep was. He knew because we were in the car together.
But you two discussed it.
When are you asking?
At any time between January 29th and today.
I'm sure we have, yes.
You were also interviewed by Trooper...
That was a relaxation sigh. Okay, finally, I got away with it, I think I got away with it. He's moving on to the next question. That was like a sigh of relief. You can very clearly see it. It's very noticeable.
Proctor on January 29th, 2022, correct?
There's
Yeah.
that hair flip again.
Yes.
And you were asked a series of open-ended questions. What did you see and where did you see it, correct?
Yes.
Nobody put any words in your mouth.
No.
Nobody told you what to say at that time.
No.
Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you like that. We are going to continue with the cross-examination of Jennifer McCabe tomorrow at 6 p.m. You guys, this is one of the craziest cross-examinations you will ever see on my channel. This is one of the most vile people I have ever encountered, not just in my career, but in my life as a human being. You will see how nasty this woman is. You will see how vile her character is. You will continue to see her relentless hunger and need and aspiration for control. You will continue to see how she attempts to regain her footing, her slip-ups, her screw-ups, her absolutely unrelenting, psychotic, controlling, narcissistic behavior. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Tune in tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, every day on this channel. You know, we're on a new schedule. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.